They wrote me off and I ain't like that, so I'ma fight that. The bad man, damn. Right when you thought that it was safe to relax, you gotta stretch that. The bad man, bad. Dealers with me for real, they right.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
We have Miss Nicole Meade Franklin in the building. Miss Nicole, start from the beginning for us.
Okay. How you doing today? My name is Nicole, Dr. MF, Meade Franklin, and I'm here today at Eben Visions, and I'm glad to be here because, I think this is an opportunity for me to really discuss exactly what I do. So I really am grateful and thankful for LA giving me this light to show and tell everyone what I Write For You Now is about and what We Write For You Now is about. So I can start with I Write For You Now. I'm the CEO for I Write For You Now, and I've been in existence since 2018. It's a story about it, but he want me to talk, so I'm gonna talk. All right, so when I started I Write For You Now, I was really working. I was in education. I went from GED to a EDD. So that Dr. MF, that's real. And in Meade Franklin, a lot of people may think is motherfucker, but no, it's Meade Franklin. So that's Dr. MF. That's what I go by when I write. So when I write scripts and when I write audiobooks, so when I do my novels for sure, so Nothing's Wrong, I wrote it under Dr. MF. Bedside Manners, I wrote under Dr. MF. Club Purgatory, I wrote under Dr. MF. So Dr. MF is my pseudonym. But just to go back, when I talk about I Write For You Now, I started that in 2018. And the reason why I started it in 2018 because I know if you've been working for somebody else, that nobody's going to pay you what you're worth. So I had in the back of my mind, even though I was in the education system, and I was making money, but they weren't paying me what I felt I was worth. So I decided to just put in create these businesses. So I created a business called I Write For You Now, and then I created a business for Dr. MF. Now, like I said, Dr. MF is my pseudonym, and I realized by rope and by experience that I probably didn't have to do that. I could have used that Dr. MF as a brand name, just brand named it myself, with the business of I Write For You Now. But regardless of what, these were some of the mistakes I had to make in order to become a better business owner, right? So when I opened up I Write For You Now in 2018, I didn't do anything with it. I just sat on it. I literally sat on it until 2019. And being laid off in the industry of education, I was like, yo, I'm done with this. It's really time for me to do something with these LLCs that I created for myself. So I went along and I had some BS jobs and I was like, I'm not even feeling this. And by the end of 2019, people that I grew up with, that I knew, that was coming to me from Facebook, they was like, well, I need you to help me with a nonprofit. Boom, I did it for them. I need you to write an application for me, for me to get my LLC. Boom, I did it for them. I need you to do digital marketing for me. And I did it, and I did it, and I did it. And before I knew it, I Write For You Now was really in operation. So I started working for it full time because I didn't want to go back to that 9 to 5. And 2019, by 2019, at the end of 2019, I was working with a nonprofit, and I was writing grants for that nonprofit. But 2020, March 2020, you already know that COVID hit hard. It's like, boom, it was over. It was over for everybody. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get this PUA. I'm going to get this UE. I'm going to get this PP. I'm going to get this EIDL. And I'm going to get everything that a owner that has a company is supposed to get, that we weren't able to get when the Trump was in charge and he was doing the PPP. because I had to make some changes for my own company because I was an LLC and I wasn't approved for the PPP under Trump. So I said, okay, well, let me change it up a little bit and become a nonprofit because I was creating nonprofits for other people. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to change this up and make a nonprofit for myself. So I did that. And the reason why I created a nonprofit because I already knew working in the business, when you are a nonprofit, you don't have to pay taxes as a nonprofit. As an LLC, you have to pay taxes. So that's the biggest change I did. Okay, so not only was I put myself in a position where I didn't have to pay taxes, but I could still service people and make money, and I could service it or either create a product and make money. So I was like, okay, I'm good for that. So under I Write For You Now, we expanded. So, and I say we because I was able to have employees with all the business moves that I was making, and I was doing digital marketing. Then I had graphic designs that I was doing narration for people. I was doing audio books for people. I was still doing the PPP, which actually was the biggest thing. I think that was the most fruitful that I actually did for so many people, because not only was I making money, but I was helping people make money. I was helping people establish their business, whereas they had that income to move forth in their business. They had that income to grow their business, and I think that was the biggest change for me, to be able to help people like that. So I Write For You Now is continuously growing. We're working on other things. I took the June off because I'm like, hey, I could do that now. So, I mean, that's a good feeling where you can take some time off and, and I'm expanding the business, whereas the business now has an online course. We're doing coaching for businesses and individuals. And we're also doing digital marketing for some individuals, as well as just doing audio books and doing manuscripts. I just did a ghostwriting on a manuscript called Rico, and it was like a baby being born. I remember self-publishing my book, but to be part of a self-publishing of someone else's book and looking at the cover and like, okay, Rico Volume 1, it's doing its thing, and I helped so many people actually do what they wanted to do. I actually did a ghostwriting project for another individual that got it sold to TD Jakes. So I mean, I'm doing some moves in behind the scene, and as a ghostwriter, I don't mind making that move for the people because I'm connected to the agents. We're in Atlanta Wood, which is really a Black Hollywood, and to be that person that's in between and making it happen for individuals, I like being in that position. So I Write For You Now means I'll write for you now. Then I have a company that I created in 2020. Well, matter of fact, we in 2021. I created this in 2021 called We Write For You Now. So with We Write For You Now, I'm actually building it out because I had so many people coming to me and saying, Dr. MF, I need your help with this. It can be overwhelming. Sometimes it is. So I'm actually bringing grant writers in. I'm bringing script writers in. I'm bringing proofreaders in so that they can help me build this business. And what I really want, I want a platform. If you ever heard of Fiverr, if you ever heard of any other platform that actually showcases people talent, I want to be able to do that. I want a repository of people coming to one website so that they could find that perfect script on demand, they could find that perfect comedy sitcom, that they could find that perfect drama, or either they could get the resources that can help them build that, or either write those projects for them. So that's basically what I'm doing with my company. And individually, personally, I'm growing as a businesswoman, and I'm thankful and grateful that I have my husband that's came on board, and he's not easy. So he was like, "Yo, if it don't make money, it don't make sense." But as he saw me making money, he was like, "Okay, I'll help you." Because I needed his help. I'm like, "Look, I got so much things on my plate. I really need you to proofread this for me. I need you to write this for me." So it's actually become a team. And in actuality, it's a team anyway, because he's been here before any of this. When I had my book in New York, I could remember, and that was like in 2007. So, I've been in this game for a minute. So I could remember me pushing my book, and I actually stopped my not education. I stopped teaching. I was a teacher in New York, and I was like, "Yo, can I curse?" Yeah, I guess I could curse. Let me know. Yeah, I was like, "Fuck that." You know what? I'm going to hustle my book. All right, Dr. MF, I was grinding. I grinded out in Brooklyn. I grinded out in Manhattan. I grinded in South Bronx. I was all over the place, just doing my thing, selling my book, and I was just come home with like $1,000, just laid it out on the bed, like just money. That self-publishing, real money that can't nobody tell you can't get. But as I grew, I realized, okay, I got to pay taxes, because nobody knows what you're really doing, not unless you're paying taxes. So even when I tell people now, when you self-publish, it's all cool to self-publish and to do the audio books and to do the narrations, to do it. But you have to let the government know that you exist. Because I did a lot of PPP for people, and some were happy and some were mad. But I kept on telling them, "You got any taxes?" No. You still was able to do the PPP without any taxes. You fraudulent. If you're fraudulent, I can't help you. If you defrauded the government, you owe them money, I can't help you. If you didn't pay your taxes, maybe you can work around it, but it's ways around it. But this is the second time. This is the second time that PPP has been eligible for the individual and the gig worker and the entrepreneur and the small business owner. This is not going to be the last time the PPP is going to be available. The next time the PPP is available, they're going to be looking for your taxes. They're going to be looking for people to make sure that they have everything in place, that their credit is above water, that they, if they want a grant, that they have an address, that they have a phone number that can connect to their business, because if they don't, and if we don't, we're not going to get this money. So I tried to instill in individuals and people that really are freelancers, you could do all of this, but we just can't keep on getting it underneath the table. We got to make sure that we are legal and people know about it. So that's what I got. I could talk forever, but that's all I got for that, I guess. But now that you have to ask me any questions or want to ask me any questions, but that's pretty much all that I do. I Write For You Now is the top of the line, because not only are we doing scripts, we're doing manuscripts, we're editing, we're proofreading, we're doing digital marketing. So if you need a social media post, whether it's 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, we got you. If you need video editing, I don't think I'm as good as LA, but still, we still got you. You know what I'm saying? And we do partnerships. So this is why I'm here too, because not only is LA giving me light, I'm giving him light, and we're going to do this together. This is what it's really about, for us to really work together and start partnership and actually making sure that people have the LLC, that they are that the IRS do know about them, that they have a EIN, which is the employee identification number, that they register a website and that they're working their website, that they have a service site. I could go on and on and on because business is real. It's not just about you actually doing what you do. Everybody have a gig. Everybody is, specializes in everything. I truly believe we have abilities and disabilities. We all have been gifted with that. But we have to make sure we legal and we're upfront and people know about it. And the only way that people are going to know about it is if we actually put it out there. Not if we put it under the table, but if we put it on top of the table and we actually promote our business on a regular basis. We have to learn how to work our business 9 to 5, the same way we work for the man, 9 to 5. And if we work in our business part-time, then we got to be real. We got to be accountable for what we do. So if we say we're going to work 3 hours a day, then work that 3 hours a day. If you're going to work 1 day a week, then work that 1 day a week. But be consistent on what you do. That's the only way we're going to grow with what we're doing and become financially independent. And that's what I strive for. And I'm finally there in 2021. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2007, here and there. Anytime I feel like, okay, I'm going to get back to my own thing, I quit that 9 to 5. For some reason, somehow, I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. As many degrees as I have, from a GED to PhD, EDD, they still find a way to lay me off from one reason or another. So I'm at this point in my life that I'm not supposed to be working for anybody. I really feel like I'm unemployable. Okay, and that means that I should not be employed by anyone but myself. If anything, I should be employing people because I've always been in the position to help people. And I really do like helping people. So when I started I Write For You Now, I was like, okay, I'm going to help people further their own skills and their own abilities and their own dreams and their own aspirations, and they inspire them. But the charging myself with We Write For You Now, I realized I want to do more than that. That I want to build a corporation. So it starts with an LLC, but it doesn't end with that. Me coming out today is really promoting my business. So it starts with, okay, you're online. Okay, but it doesn't stop with being online. Okay, you do a conference call. It doesn't stop with a conference call. Okay, we do a Zoom. It doesn't stop with a Zoom. It continues, and it continues to build. So not only do I see myself in an office setting in Atlanta, I also see myself in New York. I see myself in California. I see myself in Italy. I see myself in Nigeria. I see myself worldwide. I see myself as an international company because when you are in business for yourself, no one can stop you. There are no boundaries. And this is what we have to learn of doing business, to actually get it as far as possible, get as much help as we can, and don't be afraid to ask for help because I couldn't do it by myself. Like I said, I Write For You Now. I get help. I get help from employees. I get help from family. I don't have a problem asking for help anymore. I think I started with I had a problem asking for help. But it's much easier asking for help. If they say no, they say no. But if they say yes, you're like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of the help that I get. And, in helping people, it's not only saying thank you, it's paying people. Because people will last longer if you pay them and then you say thank you. So nobody's doing nothing for free. I don't work for free. So I don't expect people that work with me to work for free. And I don't have a problem paying it forward. I don't have a problem sharing. right? Because that sharing is you're building. They're helping build myself, but I'm also helping build them, and that's what it's really about. So yeah, that's me. I am Nicole, Dr. M.F. Meade Franklin. I Write For You Now, and We Write For You Now. And you can get me online. So I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. And I'm on LinkedIn. And you can find me at iwriteforyounow.com. And that's spelled IWRITE, the number 4, the letter U, NOW.com. Or if you're interested in We Write For You Now, no, check out both of them because I'll be doing a lot. So it's WEWRITE, the number 4, UNOW.com. So if you need a website, come see me. If you need a business, come see me. If you need a writing project, come see me. I got you. I'm here to help. That's it. I think that's it because I can talk a lot, but it's all good.
But I was supposed to ask you to give me all the information at the end.
Oh.
But hey, thank you. That's less I gotta ask for.
Yeah.
So you said you're originally from New York?
I'm from New York City.
And what made you come to Atlanta?
Better living. You've
Really?
been in New York City?
I've been there once.
You ain't trying. It's nice to come through, but you ain't trying to live there forever. I'm not. All my people there, so I'll be up there soon. But no. I like the A. The A. What brought me to the A is it's a mosaic, and it's literally a Black Hollywood, and I knew that 10 years ago when I made that trip with my husband and kids and all of that, and dog, so we came down here to start a better living, and it's been good ever since. We've been doing it ever since.
That's what's up. So your main business venture is basically helping other people start their businesses.
It is, but it's also writing because I wrote a novel called Nothing's Wrong, and I sold 25,000 copies of Nothing's Wrong by myself.
Jesus.
When I tell you I hustled that book, I lived it, drank it, sold it, literally wore it, because I had Nothing's Wrong on my t-shirt. And Nothing's Wrong is a picture of a Black woman and a Black man embraced, naked, just holding each other. So I got heat for that cover alone. But I was proud of my work, So I sold it and I just rocked it, all day, all night long, all day, forever, for at least about 3 years, 4 years. I sold that. And then after that, the hustle wasn't the same as New York because, Georgia got different laws, different jurisdictions. So I was selling bedside manners, and I did an audiobook of bedside manners. So my audiobook, I was hustling that in Walmart, Greenbrier, up the block, every mall that I could go to. So that hustle is real. So anybody that's really into a product or into what they doing, don't stop. Don't let nobody tell you to stop. I just did what did I do? I just did a trademark and a patent on someone business. They were selling hair products, and I was like, okay, you need to patent that. You need to protect yourself because you putting it in beauticians. But if they get a hold of your recipe or whatever, however to make your product, they can steal it. So I really do help other people with their business, but my passion, that's what I would say. My passion is writing because I have written grants. I have written $10,000 grants, $20,000 grants, $50,000 grants for nonprofits. So, I'm gifted with writing, but I love helping people. So that really, I kind of made a company that can do both. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
How I found you was you do these videos on Facebook, like weekly.
I do.
What do you do? What are those videos about for people that don't know?
Well, the videos is I'm just telling people what the deal is, and that's free. I'm literally just telling people, look, if you have a business, make sure that you you register your business. If you have a website, make sure that your content is up to date. If you have a LLC, if you need an LLC, you need to do it this way. These are the steps of doing it. If you want to do a nonprofit, these are the steps of doing it. If you want to do digital marketing, these are the steps of doing it. So I'm basically telling people how to do their business for free. So not only will I do it for you, but I'm willing to share that information. And that is the thing. I think the people like to follow me because it's not too many people that's willing to share the knowledge. And I'm willing to share the knowledge. If you do it, that's all well and good. I literally have steps of people actually following my videos, my Sunday share. I call it I Write For You Now Sunday Share. And I share at 7 p.m. every Sunday, but I'm off for the June of 2021. Yeah, because I'm going to see my people and I'm going to do me, and I actually earned that right to be off for June 2021. So, but I'm telling people exactly how to do it. So with that, all you got to do is just listen and do it yourself. You got to DIY, do it yourself, or either WIY, write it for you yourself, write it yourself. So I do that, or either we'll do it for you, which is a WDIY. We'll do it for you. WDIFY, something like that. But I got a lot of acronyms going on. It's all good. But yeah.
You deal with all the time. He like yeah. All right, so I come to you and I need help starting up a small business loan through the SBA. Mm-hmm. Can you help me do that?
Sure, I did that for a lot of people. I mean, it was PPP season up in here, from March all the way to May 31st. And they extended that. Once President Biden got into office and Vice President Kamala Harris got into office, they made it inclusive where the gig worker, the entrepreneur, and the small business owner was able to get this SBA loan. Yeah. Okay, so it made my life easier to be able to help them. It wasn't so difficult, whereas I was doing the applications and wasn't able to help people. I made it that was my foremost. I did a lot of writing too, but that was basically my foremost thing to do for I Write For You Now, is to actually push these PPPs through and make sure that the Paycheck Protection Program was working for everyone that was interested in receiving these funds.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have too much more to ask. You answered everything when you were talking.
I talk a lot. I know I do.
No, you talk just enough. That's what this platform is for you to talk as much as you want to talk. Anything else you want to share with us?
Well, yes. Okay, so I have an online course that is coming out in July. So now that means I have to do it in July, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't put it out there. I have an online course coming out in July. And I want everyone to look at that because it serves as several points. Okay, it's for script writing, it's for small business owners, and it's for digital marketing. And I actually have accountability coaching because it's important for us to actually reach those goals. And the only way that we're going to reach goals as small business owners, freelancers, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call yourself, is to be accountable. The same way you're in your office on a Sunday afternoon, videotaping me, that's because you are accountable. You already told people this is what you're doing, this is where you're going to be at. And people look forward to doing that. Even with my Sunday share, I told people in May that the month of June, I will not be doing the Sunday share. Whether people got it or not, I still had some people hitting me up in my DMs or my inbox, like, hey, how are you? What's going on? Where you at? I said I'm not doing it in June, so I'm good. I'm on vacation for the month, but I'll be back in July. The same way that I'm going to make sure I have these online courses available for you in July. So that's what I want to share. And my coaching services is going to be available in July. So even though I'm not working in the forefront, I'm always working in the back. Definitely working because I work for myself. So I have to work, but I don't mind because even though you work for yourself, I can work for myself 10, 12 hours a day, and I'm good with that. I'm literally good with that because I'm doing exactly what I want to do and exactly what I like to do.
That's true. That's true. Give everybody all your information again.
Hi, once again, thank you for having me, LA. My name is Nicole, a.k.a. Dr. MF, Nicole Meade Franklin. You can hit me up on all social medias. I'm on Instagram. I'm on I Write For You Now. But you can find me on Facebook at Nicole Meade Franklin. You can find me on LinkedIn at Nicole Meade Franklin. You can find me at Twitter at Bedside Minutes, and I Write For You Now. Got a lot of stuff going on. But you can find me. You can even Google me. So, yeah. You can find me. So thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on, man. I've been trying to get you on for a minute, and I'm glad you finally showed up.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get on up out of here.
Okay.
If I can remember what button to hit. There we go.
They wrote me off and I ain't like that, so I'ma fight that. The bad man, right when you thought that it was safe to relax, you gotta stretch that. The bad man, healers with me for real, they right here.